always been keen on the Sons of Tappet. You know, we've done well with him. You know, he's broken out quite well. He's a beautiful mover, potentially a really nice two-turn horse going forward. We're really kind of very fond of him.
We bought the Tappet filly out of the Blue Eyes in the Rain filly at the Keeneland sale. What we really liked about her was obviously her physique. We liked the way she moved, and we just fell in love with her from the start, really.
Tappet, standing at Gainesway.
Well, the road to the 2022 Kentucky Derby began last September with the Iroquois Stakes. The final point-scoring race on the road to the Kentucky Derby is this Saturday's Lexington Stakes. Marty McGee is in Kentucky. I'm Jay Privman in California. We do the Derby Watch Top 20 each week. Marty, we're finally here. It's the end of the road in terms of all these prep races. The last point-scoring race, 20 to the winner, and two horses that are in our Derby Watch Top 20 are in this race. And let's start with In Due Time, a horse who's been on and off and on and off. What do you think of his chances Saturday?
Well, last chance saloon in Lexington on the way down here to Louisville, and Kelly Breen was getting off a plane on Wednesday morning after coming in from Florida, and said everything is go with him. After the Fountain of Youth, Jay, he was a little bit coy. He was a little bit unsure as to how to proceed with In Due Time, but he says over the last 2 or 3 weeks, the horse has really come around. He came out of the Fountain of Youth quite tired, according to Kelly, but In Due Time is one of 11 horses in here, 6 of them who have already accumulated at least 10 Kentucky Derby qualifying points. Looks like he will be one of the favorites in here with Tawny Port, who already really looks like he has a spot assured with the 40 points that he earned by finishing second just 2 weeks ago in the Jeff Ruby Stakes at Turfway Park on the synthetic.
Right, and In Due Time, Marty crossed the wire second in the Fountain of Youth. He got 20 points for that. And by my mind, he's lucky to still have those 20 points. He stayed up after causing an accident that Paco Lopez ended up getting suspended for. But those 20 points could be incredibly valuable now in terms of whether he makes the Derby or not, because he potentially could have been going into the Lexington with no points. But he's got 20. And a victory in this race would give him 40 and would put him in the field. And as you mentioned, Tawny Port already has 40 points off that second in the Jeff Ruby. They're wheeling him back to run on dirt. He's only had one dirt start, and it wasn't really all that bad. He ran in the Risen Star and finished 5th, and that has proven to be an incredibly productive race with Epicenter, Smile Happy, and Zandon running 1, 2, 3. That said, what do you think of Tawny Port moving back to the dirt?
Well, trainer Brad Cox said that getting a few more points wouldn't hurt. It sure seems like 40 would get him in no matter what, Jay. But nonetheless, he is more interested in seeing how the horse fares on the dirt. As you mentioned, the Risen Star of all the races that we have watched on the road to the Derby, seems like it has been the deepest prep of all, or at least the most productive in terms of next out good performances. So I think it's a pretty neat move by Brad to do it, because the horse is nowhere on Saturday. They'll probably give up the ship. But if he were to run second or third or something encouraging, that would bolster their confidence, I think, going into the Derby.
And several other horses in here who we've had on our Derby Watch Top 20 list in the past, but are not on the list, hoping to earn enough points to get back in there, like Major General, who actually won the first of the Derby prep races. So he's looking to bookend the prep races by adding the Lexington to his win in the Iroquois. You've also got horses like Dash Attack and Call Me Midnight among, as you said, a field of 11 that was just drawn earlier today. Any early thoughts on who you really like in there, or are we going to wait to see what Hermes likes in the grid on Saturday?
I do like In Due Time, and I like the confidence that I heard from Kelly Breen about that. One really interesting entry in here, Jay, is Ethereal Road back in 7 days for the Hall of Fame trainer D. Wayne Lucas. He has 20 points from an earlier prep, trying desperately to make the Derby by getting the 20 in here. As we know, Wayne won the Derby, 23 years ago with Charismatic off a run in the Lexington. So I expect he's trying to get some of that old magic back in the barn in that way. But otherwise, I would think that Ethereal Road didn't run real well in the Bluegrass, and there's no reason in my mind to think he'll run all that well on Saturday.
No, he got those 20 points in the Rebel, which was won by the long shot Unoho, and certainly trying to catch lightning in a bottle here with Ethereal Road on Saturday. But it'll be the last of the point-scoring races on the road to the Derby, and after that, we'll know how these runners are set in terms of their preference for the race, who's in, who's out, who's on the bubble. And Marty and I will be back next week to recap the Lexington and tell you where everything stands and to update our latest Derby Watch Top 20. Also here at DRF.com, you'll find a video that we did recapping last week's big three prep races that were worth 170 points overall, those being the Bluegrass, the Santa Anita Derby, and the Wood Memorial. For Marty McGee, I'm Jay Privman. We'll see you next week.